So it turns out that the elves are going to train Noel and the other mages, but what can the elves offer human mages? Even when we look back in time, when the Wizard King was like, cooling with the elves and, trying to create peace between like the two nations and he used to study and stuff like a whole lot, create little like magic tools and all this stuff. But I never seen it come to a point in time where like him or the elves or anybody was like, yo, like we know you guys are like gifted with mana and stuff like that, so like can you like train us and stuff, like show us how to get all that extreme amounts of mana. Like you would think that's just like a people sort of thing. Like humans have like specialties when it comes to this sort of thing, and elves have specialty when it comes to this sort of thing. So when it comes to like this whole like Noel thing, and Noel's like, yo, I need you to train me. I need this. I need that. I have to go and redeem my mom. I gotta fight and defeat Meggy Cooler. I have to get the Water Queen Princess thing back, and you have to train me. It's like we've never like throughout the course of history in this anime seen anything like that with like elves training humans. Like it wasn't a thing before, but maybe it's a thing now. I'm looking forward to see what the elves can offer, like Chami and Noel and everyone. Like this is going to be like an interesting thing because I didn't know that. I don't understand. I don't see what they can offer them. Like for someone that naturally is gifted with mana, you cannot train a gift. You can't train natural talent. You can train abilities that one already has, but like I don't see what the elves really have to offer. Besides, they was just recently fighting them and stuff like that anyway. And that brings me to the topic where like the story is extremely coming full circle because it's nearing, or like it feels like it's nearing its end, I should say. Because when you really think about it, like the anime is catching up to the manga. And if that's true, then maybe we're nearing the end of the story as a whole, because we have this whole thing where like Wizard King Bang, him friends with elves. He became friends with the elves. They started working together, had a whole marriage ceremony. So because of like, his sister, and the leader of the elves pretty much get married. Boom. Devil comes in, deceives everybody. Internal fight, struggle, elves get destroyed, hatred, humans, keep on going, develop whole society, clans, all this other extra stuff. Elves come back, try to destroy, pretty much gets halted or defeated, find out that demons was in charge of everything, and then we have a surge more of like demons when it comes to the Dark Triad release demons, Yami and the other Wizard Knight, and then like now everything is just coming back. Elves, devils, demons, human mages. It's crazy how like everything just kind of like literally loops around in a circle like that when it comes to this whole story. Then somehow we have like Lady Tetia survived and actually had those kids. Like that right there is like a little bit off to me. It doesn't really make sense because the kids really should have been grown by now. And I don't know the lifespan when it comes to like elves or anything like that, but like we're just not going to speak on that right now because it's like a really confusing like subject. Like when you really think about that sort of thing, like that happened like a super long time ago. Like the Wizard King would have been like super old. Like it's no way. Then we got like, I don't know, like maybe the elves don't age or anything like that, but at least they should be like adults by now if that's the case. And then like we should have heard something about like Lady Tetia, like where was she at, how she conceived the kids, like how she had the kids, because like everybody pretty much was dead. Like she didn't try to go back and reach the humans or anything like that. Like I really need to know what happened when it came to that whole situation, because I kind of feel like that's like some foolery right there. Like the creator probably didn't know, like, how should I spin this, how should I like make it so that Lady Tetia survived and then like managed to have the kids, and then like where was the kids this whole time when like the elves was up there fighting and stuff, and then like when the elves like finished fighting and everything, how did they even find the kids? Like what? Like sometimes like this sort of thing happens in anime. Like a lot of people, you don't like really think about it or some stuff like that, but like some of the stuff be really weird and confusing. They gonna have to shed some light on that situation right there, because I really have no idea how like that's supposed to like I can't just let that pass. Like that's a weird situation right there. But at the end of the day, I am glad to see that the elves have been living peacefully this whole time in the Heart Kingdom, like way off to like, to the side and like in the west and stuff. But at the same point in time, we should have heard something from them. Like, the woman that Maggie Kula took, that should have been like in charge of like everything. Like she could see everything wherever it is in like their kingdom and stuff. She should have known that they was there. The Wizard Knights should have got a heads up that they were there, and that they could possibly like help with their training and stuff. But I'm not going to like go too hard on them when it comes to that, because they did receive like heart training, like Heart Kingdom training, and like now they're going to get like the Elven training. Maybe it's going to be like a ritual, like kind of like how Asta has this ritual thing that he's going through right now. Maybe it's going to be like some type of elven ritual, because at the same point in time, like Nock did say, we only have 2 days. So like, you can't use traditional means. There's no way you're going to get stronger, like insanely stronger in 2 days with like the methods they were using before. So they had to use like a completely different method. And seeing as though like I believe that this was like the last week when it comes to like Black Clover, or maybe like this upcoming week is the last week. Like not upcoming week, but like this week that we're in right now. Hopefully we got at least one more episode, because that would be like super dope. I'm pressed. Like I really want to see what's going to happen. And it's a good thing that everything is about to end, because soon we're going to jump into the manga. And like I don't know how I'm gonna do it with like these sort of videos, but like I'm gonna like probably do like 2 or 3 like manga reviews a week, and then like that'll be something that's pretty dope, like continue everything like with the manga. So I'm actually like really excited about this, because I've been wanting to hurry up and start reading the manga for a long time. I did at one point, but I had to stop because like the anime and stuff like that was like heating up really hard. Then like I kind of like put the manga on the back burner, but that's no longer going to be the case, because we're about to bring the manga back out. Nock told all the Black Bulls to get stronger, but they literally have no leads. I mean, like the witch girl can go back to like the witch's forest and train, and Fenrir can go to his brother to train him, but that's like probably about it. And like unless like the witch queen have like some type of also some super method of like unleashing an insane amount of like power or Latin ability in like an insanely short amount of time, that's literally not going to happen. And realistically, Fenrir been due for upgrade for a long time, ever since he fought his brother a long time ago during that whole like whatever that thing was called. That was really tight. I really wish I would have been covering like the story back during that period of time when like Asta and all the Black Bulls had to jump up on his brother to make sure that he don't try to kill like Fenrir, because like his brother obviously was possessed by a devil. Right now he is trying to atone for like everything that went on and stuff like that, but like he really was doing too much. Like, but I mean, I guess that's what a devil possession could do if your devil is not a decent one, like how like what Noct has or what Asta has. Like they have a little bit more relatively decent like demons or devils, but everybody don't get that sort of thing. But it did power him up a lot, and he is strong even insanely without it. So if Fenrir can get an upgrade from like his brother or his family, because he is in like one of those like noble families, Fenrir been due for an upgrade for a long time, and I would really be like excited to see him get an upgrade like how his brother does, or how that other human or demon, whatever you want to call him, from the Dark Triad, not Dante and not Maggie Kula, but the other one that has the bones and stuff like that, he also has like space abilities too, if I'm not mistaken. He has space abilities too, because when Fenrir used his space ability or like portal ability against him, it seemed like he actually was quite a bit shocked a little bit. He was like, he has this kind of ability, because like he probably was like, he got the same kind of ability as me. So I'm really looking forward to Fenrir's upgrade the most, because just simply that ability is nice. And then like if he could just stop being like a fool for like a small period of time, like I don't want to take Fenrir away from being Fenrir, but if he could just stop being a fool for a small period of time and unleash an insane amount of power, just like how Asta has like his foolishness, but then eventually he gets like super serious and super powerful. I would love to see that from Fenrir. I don't know if the creator's going to give us that sort of thing, but that's something that I would definitely like to see, because I like that kind of ability. Not that much that I like, Fenrir all too much, but his abilities and what his brother did, oh my goodness, I would love to see him do what his brother did. It would be absolutely amazing. But ultimately, we have this dark ritual when it came to the climax. We have this dark ritual forbidden magic where Nox removed Asta's demon from him, and we get to see him for the first time, kind of a little bit, because the opening been showing us more and more of like what Asta's demon truly looked like. And Asta's demon didn't want to fight him, to be honest, to begin with. He tried to give off this the facade, like he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to attack you, I'm going to take over your whole body, I'm going this, I'm going that. But when it comes to like everything, you can kind of see it's like kind of like a foreshadow, especially like when we have Asta's mom reveal and Asta's demon not truly trying to hurt or kill him, when it comes to like the fact that Asta can read ki because Yami taught him how to do it. So like the fact that we have all of that whole like situation thing, I'm actually glad that we finally get into this point, because we learned a little bit about Asta and like turned up on a farm and in the middle of the nowhere, the boonies, and they was like there together. I thought that they had like some type of like connection this whole time when it came to like their lineage and stuff, but it seems like their lineage is like pretty much completely different. It's just that both of them happen to be in a predicament where they had to like be on the escape or on the run. And, one just happened to come from like nobility and the other one happened to come from somewhere where we really don't know. I think Asta definitely still was like a peasant or something like that. Turns out like probably his mom had like some type of relationship with like this demon, and this demon actually happened to take a liking to her. Seemed like this demon probably was going through a lot, like, because he was probably a lesser demon this entire time. So like, anything that's lesser, or anyone that's lesser usually goes through like more hardships and stuff like that because of like natural ability or natural selection, whatever you want to call it. And this human was like really nice to him, especially like from being judged all the time. Like demons are automatically judged for being like evil and bad and horrible and all this other extra stuff. And he probably just was one of them demons that didn't want to be labeled as that. And Asta's mom was probably the first to like realize this and accept him. And he probably had that whole situation like in Naruto where like the Kyuubi, like Minato took him over and was like I'll split you with like me and like my son. And that's probably what happened. Like Asta's mom was possibly the first host of Asta's demon, and something possibly maybe happened to her, or she had like a child or something, and like the demon probably got transferred onto Asta, and like people probably in their village maybe ended up finding out about the situation. It was like, oh, get him, we gotta get him, hey, devil possessed. Like they always do this sort of thing. Like even Naruto had to go through all this hardships and stuff like that when it came to his devil. So I am extremely looking forward to like this whole situation with Asta, his demon, Nox, Yami, the Dark Triad. Black Clover is like insanely heating up right now. I hope it don't come to an end anytime soon, but as it looks like from right now, I don't know what else they could possibly put into the story, because the story is revolving around the magic knights, the elves, and the devils and the demons, and like all the pieces is pretty much in place right now. But one thing that we are forgetting to look into is that we learned from the Clover Kingdom, the Diamond Kingdom, and the Spade Kingdom. So there's one other kingdom that we actually don't know that much about yet, like at all, and that's probably going to be the next arc after this whole Dark Triad thing is over. So I'm super excited. I'm pumped up. I really like Black Clover after like Naruto ended the way it did and everything. I didn't think we was going to get another anime of that caliber, not to say it's specifically of that caliber, but I just didn't think we was going to get another anime that can like really keep me like excited the way that this anime did. So it's sad, it sucks that we got to see it come to an end, but also exciting at the same time because we're gonna be jumping into the manga.